this deep love for music. Do you play instruments? Do you sing? Can we hear you?
No, so I've been categorically told by my daughter not to sing because I'll ruin every song. She's 10 years old and I think she's more connected with what is right. I actually have no sur. I don't know, major, minor. I don't know scale. I don't.
You just have the ear.
When we were in college, we used to probably, go sit in a cab or sit in a rickshaw, which had a deck, because they played music. And we intentionally, purposely asked the rickshaw to take a longer chakkar so that we finish the song. I think that's how music should be heard. It should not, you should emotionally want to keep holding on to it. You want to possess it. That's how a song is a good song. It was easier when you were making CDs and cassettes. You knew people wanted to buy them. Now with the whole streaming thing, it's become a little more difficult to judge that. But, I mean, it's amazing sometimes to see my daughter hold a cassette. And I tell her there's songs inside this.
Yeah.
And we used to play them again and again. And there's an A side and there's a B side.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see. And they're like, it's not in the air. But the feeling in the end of enjoying music has to be the same. It still has to feel like that rickshaw ride that you want to not finish. You want to hear the whole song rather than skip it or change the song. And that's the only way to listen to music, I think.
Right. Tell me, Mohit, there's this thing about multiple music directors in a film. Like you said that you first recorded all the songs and only then you started shooting. Of course, there is a thought, there is a process that you will follow while you are directing and making the film. But when you work with such varied artists who have very different tunes, very different dimensions, very different thought processes, how easy or how difficult, and somebody like you who says that I don't sing or I don't play, how difficult is it yet comes up with probably some of the best music that the industry and the country has seen so far?
So it's a nightmare and I don't suggest anyone else does that. So if anyone's thinking you're using multiple things. No, the thing is, when I started off, I was directing my first film when I was 22. And at that time I had long hair and thin, scrawny guy. And when I came down, most people didn't take me seriously. They didn't think a director came down. They kept looking for the director to still come down. So I don't blame a lot of senior.
You were in Krish Kapoor mode.
Yeah, I was exactly like Krish Kapoor, I think. So most people didn't want to work with me at that time because the senior ones, because they probably, I don't blame them. They didn't think I knew my job or whatever. So out of an inability, I actually went out and found these young guys like Mithun and who's 19 and all these people and got an ensemble number of musicians together. But what was really good over there at that time was I was someone who went out and hung out in clubs and coffee shops and places, and that's where I knew there was a DJ like Suketu who had done an album like Bin Tere Sanam, and so I knew remixing the song would work because we used to see that happening and everyone didn't do that. At that time people used to remix only old songs. No one remixed new songs. Right. But I had an edge because I was connected at that time. So I just put it all together and it worked. The same thing happened for the second film. And then what was your limitation turned and became your strength. So I am not against working with one music director, but my greed or my need for good music, if one person can give it to me, I'm more than happy. But I keep it open so that if multiple people can give it. And I love this, I love that process where you're sitting and jamming and you're sitting with people. And what's amazing, like for example, the Saiyaara title track, there are these boys from Kashmir who I hear one song called Ishq in the indie circuit. And I'm like, call this boy down. He brings along his partner they've come for 14 days to Mumbai to try their luck. The last time Arslan was working on the Atal Setu between Leh, Ladakh and Kashmir as a civil engineer.
Wow.
He's given himself 14 days He comes and he meets Tanishq Bakchi, who is from Bengal,
Yeah.
who introduces him to Mohit Suri. I make them meet Irshad Kamal, who's from Punjab, and we jam together and we make something in the air, which is the Saiyaara title track. I think it's the most amazing process, isn't it? So I just love that whole.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Getting
I
that
think a
together.
big hand for Mohit Suri for introducing some fantastic talents to the industry, to the country. And it's not just the actors here. We know it right now. Mohit, from Zeher to Saiyaara, you've come a long way as a filmmaker. While, of course, your journey as a filmmaker has I'm sure there has been a lot of growth. You have also worked with some of the wonderful, most wonderful other filmmakers, somebody like a Mahesh Bhatt, somebody like an Anurag Basu. And I hear that with both of them, you share very, very special bonds and very special relationships. Tell us a little about Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, and of course with Anurag Basu, who
So I got to work with Mr. Bhatt after he had quit making movies. Like he retired. I mean, he was still he was creatively producing. So I could never see him in action on the set. But the best part of Mr. Bhatt is he will never get into your film or into your script. He will always it's like he brings the best out in me or in Anurag or in anyone. He will do something so unusual, and that's just everything. Like for example, there's a scene in Saiyaara where Krish's father lands up at his workplace with the police, and he gets violent with him and throws him. And I remember I was staging that scene in Yash Raj in the conference room with the actors, and I kind of got dramatic myself, and I came out of the conference room and I suddenly saw all the staff was looking at me because I was screaming and shouting and stuff like that inside.
which is unlike you.
I got into the character, yeah, I think. And when I went down, I don't know whether most people have seen this, but there's a really good statue of Mr. Yash Chopra at the entrance of Yash Raj Films.
Yes.
So I thought, am I going a little too dramatic? I mean, we come from different backgrounds. And so at 7 a.m. next day, I was going to shoot the scene. I sent a missed call to Bhatt Saab, Mahesh Bhatt, and he called. He's up at 4 a.m. and he called me up, and I said, I'm feeling unsure. They're very nice people here, Bhatt Saab. I think I'm getting a little too dramatic and he's no idea about my script. All I told him is a scene where the son gets violent with his father because he's an alcoholic, and Bhatt Saab just cut me off and he said a couple of swear words to me. That's him. And
That's him, yeah.
I didn't realize that my profile picture was a picture of my son's hand in my hand.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah, and he just said that if anyone, the way you holding your son's hand in a close-up, the kind of emotion you feel towards your son, no matter how you go shoot this scene, it's never going to have a wrong emotion in it.
Wow.
The son and father bond is too pure for you. How can the same person who has a DP like this even ask me this question? Go shoot it the way you want. And he was right, because that was the first scene that I think one of the few scenes that Adi sir really liked so much in the film. So I think that's what he is, and whether it's him or it's Anurag.
And the minutest details that he has noticed.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know the script, but he notices these things, but he notices, and he knows my equation with my father, so he knew the person that I am, and no matter what you do, a shot cannot, no one else can take away the truth that is there behind the camera, actually.